Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I was a teaching instructor when I was there. Matter of fact, I've just written a book about IRS settlements. Not promoting the book here, just want you to know it was bestseller on Amazon. What I want to tell you is people all the time get these final notices, millions of 504 notices, notice of intent to levy come from IRS, and people just do nothing. And I know why people do nothing. As a revenue officer, I used to close businesses down, take bank accounts, garnish wages, everything. I used to do all this. And I'd interview person after person, and I'd say, why didn't you do anything? And you're going to give me the same answer as them. I didn't know what to do. So I'm reaching out to those who don't know what to do. When you get this letter, you're kind of frozen. Oh my God, something's going to happen. Should I call? I'm afraid to call. What's the next step? What's going to happen when I talk to IRS? Well, let me just go over a couple steps and break this down. I'm available for representation, but if you don't use me, this is what you need to know. Your case is in a computer system at IRS. It is actually lodged in massive, massive servers, K2. Matter of fact, this one could still be in Cobalt for all we know. Your case is housed there. No one's working your case. The inventory sits in a massive computer with all these millions of people who owe IRS debt, people haven't filed returns, and the case sits there until you pick up the phone and call IRS. And IRS is just cranking these notices out. After this, you get the LT11, then the wage garnishment, the bank levy, maybe passport revocation, and maybe a federal tax lien. Until you want to do something about the debt, you are waiting for IRS enforcement action to take place. So what do you need to do? Someone needs to call IRS on your behalf, or you need to call IRS on your behalf. Someone needs to shut off the IRS enforcement computer. Somebody needs to do that. And what do you do when you do that? How does that work? Well, you have to go ahead and simply let IRS know, hey, I want to resolve the debt. Well, how are you going to do that? There's only three ways possible. You can give IRS a financial statement. Your case gets put in either uncollectible, to payment agreement, or you can file an offer in compromise. That's the one I wrote the book on about IRS settlements. So that's what IRS is going to do. They're going to want a verified financial statement, which simply means that IRS simply wants to do this. IRS wants to take your case off their computer. If you don't, they're going to make you pay the penalty by levying the hell out of you until it hurts to make you call them. They will take all your money. They will file the lien. All they want is for you to call them. That's it. That's all you got to do. But when you call them, be prepared when you give them a financial statement. It may not go the way you want, only for one reason. This isn't meant to scare you. You need to understand this. When you give IRS a financial statement, they're going to go ahead and they're going to apply the money that the expenses they want to apply to your account, not the money you want. For instance, IRS will put in how much you're to spend on food and clothing, housing, utilities, car payments, and car expenses. You must use their expense and their pattern for that. You can't use yours. IRS will allow most of your other expenses except credit cards. So many times you say, I can't pay the money. IRS may say, you can pay $800 according to what we think you should pay. And you're going to be forced to do that. But listen, no matter what, you must take action. Once you get a CP 504 certified mail notice of intent to levy, IRS is going to do that. Always make sure your tax returns are filed. IRS is going to want that on the phone. So can you do this representation by yourself? If you do not owe a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of money, do it yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing it yourself. There's just nothing wrong with that. If you owe substantial money, anything over 70, 80,000, 50,000, you need really representation. The only reason you do that is, how do you know IRS is applying your expenses the way they need to? That's it. But anyway, if you need me, call me. But please, no matter what, who you use, take action and don't use a big box firm. Big box firms advertise all the time. They got a massive staff. They got hundreds of people work for them. You will get lost in the system. How do I know that? I get all the calls on this phone right here, all the complaints. Remember, you can buy reviews. Usually complaints filed against the company, and read the reviews will tell you a lot what's going on. If you need me, Thank you, but remember, you must take action on that final notice. Give me a subscription. I always give you the information you need. Thank you.